Saturday night.
Time for your weekly dose of pop culture
with Kathy and Kenny. Welcome to the show.
Welcome. It is Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. We're a little late.
All right.
No worries. We are here and glad to have you with us. If you're joining us on the replay, in the comments, type Replay Squad. And also let us know in the comments your favorite franchise, because we are picking up where we left off last week. How are you, my co-host Kenny? How are you doing today?
I am fine. I've been moving today. As you see, I'm in a totally new background. So I moved today because I'm getting ready for the other move. I still got another move to make in about a month and a half. So, I'm surrounded by boxes and things. Our cousin Charles is with me now because he helped me move today. George helped me move earlier. So that's Kathy. Yes, we're live on the podcast, man.
Live on the podcast.
Steve, we're live on the podcast. We're talking movie franchises if you want to jump in.
Steve is in the house. Hey, Steve, how are you?
We're talking movie franchises.
We're picking up kind of where we left off last week because we realized it was such a rich topic that even as we were finishing up yesterday, we thought of series and franchises that we didn't even have on our list. We did all the popular ones: Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Die Hard, of course, Fast and Furious, Harry Potter, Toy Story, American Pie, and then that branched off into our discussion about Porky's. And you know what? And I know you were working and moving today, but I was actually watching like franchises. I spent all last week at a North Carolina Association of Educators training. And again, it's the closest thing we have to a union down here, the NCAE, and just really intense training for like all of last week. So I had a lot of downtime today. I just needed to like decompress. And I turned on the TV and I wind up watching yet another franchise.
Which one?
I got one. It was not on our list. I just threw it at the bottom of our list because we didn't even include this franchise in our list. Oh, Scooby Life's here. Hey, Scooby Life. Hey, and by the way, and I'm all over the place. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. But shout out to Scooby Life because she is someone that I met through the income stream, which was Pat Flynn's uh, daily. During the pandemic, he went live daily for 365 days,
Yeah.
and
I remember
he
watching some of those. Yes.
he is having a reunion on Monday, and I forget the time. I think it's like 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Uh, PST. But I just thought I'd mention it because I know, uh, again, Scooby Life is someone I met through the income stream, and I've built this network. And I don't know if you caught it at all, but I got a chance to be on Nerd affiliated last Thursday because they broadcast every Thursday at 8:15.
Yes. I wish I'd have caught that.
With our friend
I
Hey
caught the
Archer.
feedback. I caught the feedback. I caught some of the feedback.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. All right.
I caught some of the feedback.
So, oh yeah, okay. Oh, excellent. I just think it'll be so fun to be in those spaces because even on that stream with Hey Archer, GTO Helps was on, and there was just so many. Dr. Seb, there are just so many different people. Paximus, again, that I got to connect with and learn through those digital streets. So even though the pandemic was stressful, it was hard, it was really hard being home and being just in your own little world, that it's kind of cool to know that through the internet, through podcasting, through YouTube, that there is this outreach and that you can meet people, connect with people, and find out that you have more in common than you do uh, differences. And I think that's so cool. But anyway, like I was saying, I went off on a tangent. I'm sorry. I apologize.
You did a little bit. I let you. I let you do what you was doing.
You let me
I'm
go.
like,
I
what
don't
is
know
she
if you're
doing?
scrolling your
Okay,
phone or something. You let me go. So here. But in any case, I had
I
downtime.
let you go.
So today
What
I
franchise were
relaxed.
you watching that we forgot?
What? I can't hear
What
you.
franchise were you watching that we forgot? What franchise were you watching that we forgot?
The Oceans franchise. And the Ocean.
I've never seen any of those movies.
Now, again, it started out as like a remake or a reboot from the original Ocean's 11 back, in the heyday of the Rack Pack. And then they redid it or rebooted it with George Clooney and I guess our 90s or 2000 modern day Rat Pack. And yes, I wound up watching. Oh, sorry, wrong franchise. I don't think I don't have a photo of it. I don't have a photo of it up, but I was watching Oceans. I guess they were playing them in reverse order, which to me was kind of weird. But Oceans 11, Oceans 12, Oceans 13, and Oceans 8, which is odd because it's a lower number.
Which is the women. Yeah.
That was the women. Yeah. So I wound up watching a couple of those movies from that franchise. And I don't know, the thing that I liked about it, it just looked like they were having so much fun, like making the movies. I think they might have had more fun making the movies than we actually did watching them. But again, it was just like a who's who: Don Cheadle, Matt Damon, of course, the Brad Pitt, and oh God, who was it? Andy Garcia. That's the guy I was trying to think of, whose name I couldn't think of.
Don Cheadle, Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac.
A bunch. Right. And yeah, I mean, I think the Ocean movies, I've never seen any of them, But I think I do want to
You've never
see them.
seen
I'll look
any
at the
of
new ones. I don't know if I want to look at the old one with the Rat Pack.
No, I would at least give
Here
Ocean's
we go again.
11 a watch. I think the later ones they were it got a little too. I think they were trying to do a little too. They were doing too much. You're doing too much. So for the later ones, they were doing a little too much. But I think Ocean's 8, which was the female one, I think it got canned or didn't get. I don't think it got proper props, and I think it was a perfectly fine and acceptable movie. It kind of reminds me of another franchise that we were going to talk about. That the female version kind of got
You know what other?
blasted.
You know what other franchise we forgot? You know what other franchise we forgot?
What
Charlie's Angels.
did they have 3 movies? I thought it was only 2 of them.
Charlie's Angels. Well, they had 2 movies and then they did a remake. No, well, they had 2, and then they did the third one with different angels, but it was kind of connected to the first 2 too.
Okay. Well, and
It was kind
again,
of connected to that one too.
Okay, because I know with the what was it, Cameron Diaz, was it Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore? But what I really liked
Lucy
is
Liu and Drew Barrymore.
what I really liked is again, you got to give props to the original Angels, and you know when they put those little Easter eggs in there, that's what I want to see. But because I think
Yeah.
in one of them didn't
Well,
Jacqueline Smith make an appearance?
yeah.
Okay.
Jacqueline Smith. But in the new one, the one that they redid with different angels, she was in that one too.
Oh, she was. Okay, cool. So you gotta, you know,
Like
you
she
can't.
kind of took over. She kind of took over for Charlie.
Okay, that's cool. Because you gotta, yeah, you gotta. Oh, that's a franchise we totally forgot about. And oh, our friend Ed. And you know what? I should put a link. Let me put a link in the comments, and that way, if you want to hop on, if you have a video connection, if you want to be a part of the conversation, we invite you in. It's a safe space as long as you agree with me that Die Hard is a Christmas movie. All are welcome.
No, you don't have to agree with that. You do not have to agree with that. Die Hard
We'll
is
put a
a
link
Christmas movie.
if you want to hop on the stream because
No.
we really need Ed here because there are franchises. And again, Ed, in our definition, you got to have at least 3 movies. You got to have characters that we care about and stories that we want to see continue, as well as I think there needs to be a merchandising element in it too to be a worthy franchise. But he's saying Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. And I think we kind of needed Ed to chime in because the other 2 franchises that we were talking about, I think 2 of the biggest horror franchises would be Friday the 13th, because yes, there's a ton of movies, and you can't tell me there's not merchandise if you take a look at some of those Halloween costumes, and also Halloween, because there were tons of Halloweens. Now, is that a case of too much franchise? Because
Yeah.
I swear,
That's
once you get past 5 movies,
Halloween
are we just
movies and
milking
the Friday 13th. That's just too much.
it's too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's too much. It's too much. It's too. It's like what's that? What is that? When they're Back to the Future and they do like Rambo 22 or something like that. They were doing. They made a parody about 22. Like the next Rambo. Yeah, the Rambo.
And actually, Kenny, what was the name of the first Rambo movie? Do you know? Oh, I gave you half of it.
The first Rambo movie was wait a minute, hold on. I know what it is. It's First Blood. Was it
Hey,
First Blood?
yeah. You win. Yay. You got that
I am a pop culture
right. You got that one. It was First Blood. And I think a lot of people forgot that because they just know Rambo or John Rambo and they didn't remember it was First Blood. Like, of course, Ed knows because he is a total child of the 80s, and he's
Yes,
also
yes.
creator of Ed's 80s page on Facebook. So if you look that up,
I want to
there's
say
a lot of
something.
cool,
I want to
lot
say
of cool
something.
music
We
videos
got
from that
Ed, Steve, and Scooby Life. Our next week's show, we usually do this at the end, but I'm so excited about next week's show. Next week's show, we're going to talk about the TV shows that you can't produce in 2023. Like in 2000, we said we were going to do the shows like the Jeffersons and All in the Family because they're not politically correct.
Okay.
So
Our
those are
version of politically incorrect shows that probably would not find a home. Although I don't know with streaming though, so many different things get streamed.
yeah, but on regular TV, you still,
Maybe not.
yeah,
Maybe not.
you couldn't do enough. But we're going to talk about movie franchises, and before we do that, Kathy, I need to oh wow, you just gave me the whole screen. We're going to talk about some movie franchises. Now, last week we did talk about we talked about Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Die Hard, the Fast and Furious, the Harry Potter, Toy Story, and American Pie franchise. But there's so many other different franchises that we want to hit on right now, and we're going to try to do a couple more before we finish our franchise. Of course, we can't hit them all. Can't hit them all.
Can't hit them all. I'm sorry. I was having like a light issue and I tried to fix the light, but I'm still somewhat in
Yeah,
the dark.
I have a lot of issues. Like I want to go get something to drink, but you have me on camera.
You should do like me and just keep like,
I got in here and I said,
all right, if he doesn't want to be on camera, he doesn't have to be on camera. I mean, that's an easy fix. I can always do that. Steve is asking, what was the movie where Taco Bell was the last standing fast food restaurant? Is that Idiocracy? Or was it a oh, you know what? Another one that was not on our list, Mad Max. I'm pretty sure there were at least 3 Mad Max movies, but was it Demolition Man? I don't know, Steve. I think you might have stumped us. So if you haven't figured it out, and again, the question was, what was the movie where Taco Bell was the last standing fast food restaurant? And I was thinking Idiocracy because, yeah, there was just a lot of idiocracy, but it could have been. And Demolition Man, not a franchise, but still a pretty good movie. I'm pretty sure, was that Sylvester Stallone and Sandra Bullock? Now my pop culture chops are being tested. See, this is what happens when Kenny leaves. Then I get all verklempt. But you know what? I'm going to talk about another movie on our list because it's kind of girly, and I know Kenny wouldn't be into it because he didn't read the books. I did. And we talked a little bit about it, but the franchise, the Twilight Saga. And listen, because again, I read the books. If you read the books, shout out. I know you're out there, some of you who read the books. And I'm not even a science fiction horror fan, but I got caught up with this because at the time my middle schoolers were heavy into Twilight. So I was heavy into Twilight. And the only thing I would say is I think, and the other movie I'm going to talk about did the same thing. I think they were trying to milk the franchise because the last installment, they broke it out into 2 movies. It did not need 2 movies. And you know what? You need to tell the story without using 2 movies. And I think they could have did that. And they totally did not. I just pressed the button in this the broadcast. because the light was in my eyes. All right, the answer to Steve's question, when you mentioned Sylvester Stallone, I remember him going to Taco Bell and probably was Demolition Man. So yes, Taco Bell will still be around, just like cockroaches and Cher after, nuclear apocalypse, most likely. But the other movie, also in the vein, kind of like a Twilight, was also The Hunger Games. And in that franchise, again, and a lot of it stayed true to the movie, true to the books, which was great. But again, Mockingjay, dragging that last movie out and putting it into 2 movies, I think they were doing too much. Hey, Kenny, while you were gone, I was talking a little bit about, because we talked a little bit last week about Divergent and that series, how it kind of came out of teen lit, but also 2 other popular ones from teen lit, the Twilight series, that franchise, as well as the Hunger Games. And again, my biggest complaint was, I think, because each of those franchises had like 3 core books. And I think there was another book for the Hunger Games series about one of the other minor characters. But I think in both cases, the last book they dragged out into 2 movies. And to me, that just felt like, a money grab. It's like,
well, and also too, we talk about book franchises that were set for the younger generation. You also had the Maze Runner.
Maze Runner. Now, did they do 3 movies or was it just 2 movies?
They did 3. They did 3.
Okay. All right. So what other movies on our list did you want to talk about?
Hold on 1 second. Let me look at the list. I'm sorry. I lost the list.
You lost the. I mean, we got tons on the list. Now, the one movie series that you put on the list was Harold and Kumar, and I know I've only seen like
3 movies.
I think I've seen 2 of them.
Look, whenever I need a good laugh, Harold and Kumar do it for me.
Harold and Kumar every time.
Harold and Kumar crack me up. I know the joke is coming. It cracks me up every time, especially on number 2, and they're running, and then all the black guys are playing basketball, and they run because they think it's like, man, we're trying to help you fix your car, and they running, and then the guy comes the next day, and he's being very racist to the black people. He's like, so you don't know nothing, huh? So he goes to his car, he opens up a grape soda, he starts pouring it out in front of the guy. He goes, and the guys in the background like, yo, man, that's just wrong. Find out he got orange soda, man.
It doesn't take much to amuse you. See, this is why we needed Ed for the horror franchises. The Evil Dead. And The Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, Bruce Campbell as Ash, and I love Bruce Campbell, but see, I love him from Burn Notice as Sam Axe. But yeah, he was definitely a character.
So I'm going to do this.
And there was tons
I'm going to do this back
dead murder.
Yeah, man, in fact, man. I'm going to invite Charles in on this.
Okay.
I'm going to invite Charles in on this because he's got a lot to say. This is our cousin Charles.
How you been?
Charles needs to move over so he can get in this frame. You know what? I'll blank out.
I'm taller than you. I'm a little longer.
Okay, this is our cousin Charles, and we've been doing this podcast, and he helped me move today, and he's got a lot to say in the background about different franchises because apparently he's in the horror movies, and he's like, Nightmare on Elm Street. Y'all not talking about Nightmare on Elm Street. Oh, what about the book franchises? What about this? What about that?
Oh, like, man, I can't believe we forgot Nightmare on Elm Street.
Huh? What was that?
I can't believe we forgot Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, what were we thinking? Why is this a great franchise to include?
Because Nightmare on Elm Street helped start the horror movie franchises. Listen, if you were kids in the 80s, 90s, Nightmare on Elm Street movies came out, you were terrified. You were terrified to go to sleep. That was like Nightmare on Elm Street made you not want to go to bed at night. You know,
I don't watch horror movies, so I don't know.
That's true. That is true.
I don't watch horror movies. I don't know.
Then you get the Scream Queen movies. You took a Halloween out, or you talked about Halloween, but the Aliens franchise, more scary movies.
Oh, I forgot about this. No, I didn't forget Alien. We were going to talk about Aliens. Yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah. I hear you. We were ready.
It was just when I heard some of the, I was like, wait a minute. Y'all said Halloween, and you said
Friday the 13th. Well,
Friday the 13th. Yeah.
And again, those come to mind because they had so many movies, and you also had like the Scream franchise, and then Scary Movie, which was making fun of Scream or made fun of some of the movies. So yeah, there was a ton. I guess because neither one of us are big on horror movies, we always forget the horror. That's what we have Ed for.
Now, I think we should move on past horror movies.
Okay.
And let's talk about, you want to talk about the Ghostbusters movie, because this is a franchise there's another Ghostbusters movie coming out.
Oh, there is?
Yes, there's another Ghostbusters movie coming out.
When is that scheduled?
I don't think it's coming out till later on this year. Ernie Hudson, I think, had a problem with it. But it's, of course, without Harold Ramis, and they did Afterlife last time, and they did a CGI of Harold Ramis in Afterlife, which is a little creepy. I ain't gonna lie to you. And
well, now with AI and all the technology and Dolly, they could probably, do a whole movie with.
This is why the actors and the writers are boycotting.
Oh yeah,
because if I'm an actor and I die, and you're going to AI me in a movie to make a movie sale, with who's getting the money? Is my estate getting the money? Or y'all just going to AI my behind in there? So, but yeah. So now, what was I saying? Oh, that's old people. That's an old people thing. Yeah, so the Ghostbusters franchise, and there was a female, just like Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 13, there was a female Ghostbusters, and which I think got a bad rap. I think that movie got a bad rap because I love the female Ghostbusters. I had to go out and buy that because I loved it so much.
I agree. I think it got a bad rap. I mean, it had some really good stars. Leslie Jones, Kristen Wiig, who is hysterical, and who's the other woman from Saturday Night Live? I can't think of her name, but
I know who you're talking about. But yeah, I mean, the whole cast was funny. You had Chris Hemsworth in there playing a dumb, good-looking guy.
Oh, Ed, you were so right. We did not mention Beverly Hills Cop. Were there three of them?
No, we did not. And there's another one of those coming out too.
Oh, get out of here. Eddie Murphy is dipping back into the well.
Yes. I need Eddie Murphy to stop doing movies and do stand-up. I need an Eddie Murphy stand-up. That's what I need.
I think everybody needs that. We would love an Eddie Murphy stand-up.
Eddie Murphy stand-up. And I need it to be as funny as Delirious.
Or funnier.
As funnier as, yeah. Funny as Delirious. Hey, Ralph!
Do you know? And maybe in the comments, Ed could let us know. How many Predator movies were there?
Were there 3 at least?
There were at least 3. They just the other one just came out. Was it earlier this year?
Yeah, that's right. Year? The one that came out. Yeah. So yeah, there was at least
3 alien.
I never seen the first Predator movie.
Wow.
Okay, man, don't start.
I mean, it's
yeah. Kenny's pop culture gaps are well known, And Ed mentioned Lord of the Rings. Did we? I don't know whether we talked about that one last.
I don't think we did. I think we might have mentioned Lord of the Rings, but
We
yes,
might have
Lord of the
mentioned
Rings and the Hobbit. You got to put the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies together.
Yeah.
And now that there is a Lord of the Rings show
Mhm.
on
HBO
Prime,
Max.
it's on
Max.
Prime. It's on Prime.
Huh?
Yeah. Now there's a Lord of the Rings show on Prime. You can include that in the universe to make it even bigger. But Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit all kind of go together. I think, and I'm gonna tell you something. One of the times I almost felt kind of for clip, like like not like I cried because Daddy don't cry, but I felt kind of welled up inside a little bit.
I'm sorry. Let me get my. Okay. I'm sorry. You don't cry. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, Daddy don't cry, but I got kind of welled up when and the end of Return of the King, when the hobbits bowed to the king, and the king goes, "You bow to no man. We should bow to you." And the king bowed, and everybody there bowed to the hobbits, and everybody's been treating the hobbits like crap the whole series because they're hobbits and treating them like they're less than, and they have everybody bow to the hobbits. That kind of made me feel like a certain type of way. I'll be honest with you. Now, I didn't cry because Daddy don't cry, but I felt a certain type of way.
A certain type of way. Okay. What other movies are on our list as we tackle them down and count them down?
So we haven't talked about Pirates of the Caribbean.
You know,
And I think there's another one of those coming out too.
and Pirates of the Caribbean is one, like, to me, that was a franchise that went on just a little too long.
Yeah, it
Not
did.
long in the tooth to me.
Because Orlando Bloom is like, you know what? Go ahead, y'all do that. I'm out. Yo,
What about this one?
Yeah. Oh, Matrix.
The Matrix.
Yes, the Matrix. The Matrix. Now I'm gonna say something. I love the Matrix as a movie.
But
I'm even okay with the
I feel a but.
Yeah, I'm okay with the second and third Matrix. I'm not thrilled, but I'm okay with them. That fourth Matrix, they didn't need to do that.
No.
They didn't need to.
Hot ass.
Sometimes you gotta let sleeping dogs lie. There was no need to bring that back. That fourth Matrix was very confusing, made no sense at all. You know the best part of the fourth Matrix? The end.
Oh, that's just not right.
The very last scene, I think it was like a after credit scene where they come in and they talk to what's his name? They talk to what's his name about
I don't think I saw the fourth one.
Yeah, the fourth one. And you didn't see, well, you can see it for free on HBO. And
okay. I could check it out on HBO.
Yeah, but you know what? You really don't have to.
To me, The Matrix and even Back to the Future, to me, like the original movies, the first movies in the series were so perfect that sometimes when you dip back into that well, you don't create magic. Ed is saying, let's go back, let's go way back. Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein, Ghost of Frankenstein, Frankenstein versus the Wolfman, and of course, Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Oh, wow. Well, you know what? That's a franchise in itself, the Abbott and Costello movies.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I used to love Sundays when I was a kid because we would watch the Abbott and Costello movie on Sunday. And you know what? That's the first time as a kid I got introduced to Ella Fitzgerald because she was in one of the Abbott Costello movies and she was in the back of the bus saying, "A Trisket, a Trasket, I lost my little basket." And I'm like, "Who is that, Mom?" And she's like, "Oh, that's Ella Fitzgerald." I'm like, wow.
Oh, and Steve makes this point. I'm just glad Vanilla Sky wasn't a franchise.
Oh my God.
Was probably one of the worst movies.
The worst. No. No, you know what's worse than that?
I just did not like that movie.
The Flintstones movie was worse than that.
What was worse than Vanilla Sky?
The Flintstone movie.
I'm not going to
I
hate
think
on
it
the
was.
Flintstone movie. No, can't make me do it. I will not do it. I don't think the
No.
Flintstones movie was that bad. They actually made 2 Flintstone movies, I believe.
Yeah, they
The
were horrible.
Flintstone movie was not as bad as Vanilla
What was
Sky.
worse than
But
Vanilla Sky?
speaking
What was worse
of
than Vanilla Sky
Tom
is
Hanks, I
because I
mean
like
Tom
the
Hanks.
books.
Speaking
What
of
was worse
Tom
than
Cruise, did we talk about the Mission Impossible?
no.
No. Oh, hold
No.
on. Hold on. Charles is gonna tell us what was worse than Vanilla Sky.
What was worse than Vanilla Sky because I liked the books and it was a really good book series. And they made 2 movies, and both the movies just bombed. And I'm glad there wasn't a third the way they were making them.
Mhm.
The Interview with the Vampire movies, because that second one, Queen of the Damned, was about as trash as it could get compared to what that book was.
Okay. Yeah.
Really?
I remember Interview with the Vampire, and the first movie I thought was great. I enjoyed that first movie.
First one was
But
good.
I did
It's the
not
Queen of
see
the Damned.
Queen of the Damned. Oh, Ed. Ed is so, see, this is why we need Ed. Ed is on point. We forgot all about the Karate Kid. Kitty, that wasn't even on the list. I mean, I'm looking at the list. The list is like Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Die Hard, Fast and Furious, Harry Potter, Halloween, Friday the 13th, James Bond, John Wick, The Matrix, Ghostbusters, Superman, Batman, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, Pitch Perfect, just my personal favorite, The Godfather, Shrek, the Jason Bourne movies, Jurassic Park, Pirates of the Caribbean, Mission Impossible, Terminator, Toy Story, Transformers, American Pie, Harold and Kumar, Back to the Future, The Mummy, the Rocky movies, the Creed movies, Twilight movies, Hunger Games, Divergent, Alien movies, Step Up movies, Planet of the Apes, Police Academy, Home Alone, Back to the Future, Porky's, Ocean's movies, but we forgot about the Karate Kid. Our bad. What do you say to that?
Yeah, my kids are obsessed with the series. They watch it all the time. And my son, he knows pretty much the Jaden Smith Karate Kid movie like verbatim.
And that's another one where they also did they did a reboot, but didn't they? Was it the last reboot with the girl as the in the Daniel San role?
The last one was the girl, and then of course we have the series on Netflix, Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, yeah, that's what my kids watch all the time.
I still have to watch that. I have to watch that. Maybe tonight before I go to bed. I'm going to watch. I'm going to commit to watching like episode 1 of Cobra Kai. See if I can get into it to the point where I watch that series.
To me, it's like with every movie or every book that they make into a series, they draw it out so like they string it out so far. It's just like, come on, get to. Oh, the story is just so, to me, it's just so cheesy. It just feels so cheesy to me. That's just me. They just annoy me.
Yeah, well, that's why, and I don't know, a lot of times never quite matches up the movie, and yeah, they could kind of focus on a lot of different things. There was a John Irving book that I had read that I absolutely loved, but the movie, they kind of chopped it up and went around it. Gosh, now I can't think of the name of that movie. It doesn't fit in our franchise theme, but now I need to know the name of that movie. Anyway, what else is on the list, Kenny, that you wanted to talk about tonight?
A movie franchise that I don't think gets a lot of credit, that I think is actually awesome. Step Up.
Step Up. Now, again, the nice part about Step Up is that the one with Channing Tatum?
He's in the first one, and he's in the second one in the beginning of the second one.
Okay.
But the Step Up franchise with the dancing, it reminds me of when I'm in my younger years when I used to go to the club and I used to battle dance.
Anyway, like as if that was a thing.
Hey,
Why?
Wow!
Don't hate on us.
Wow!
We were good back in the day.
Wow!
Don't hate on us, all right? We did our thing.
Wow!
What makes
That
Step Up
gentleman is sick.
a favorite franchise of
That's
yours?
strong.
What makes it your
I think
dude?
What did you say?
I see. Pay attention to me. I said, what makes Step Up a favorite of yours?
Oh, what makes Step Up? Okay, Step Up is about dancers and people expressing their art. And, they have to prove themselves. They have to battle dance. They have to lose a couple. Something has to happen, and they dance their way out of it. And it's about friendships. It's about coming together. It's about teamwork. Because you can't have a dance crew unless you do teamwork. Um, it's about all that. And I just like the music, the dancing, the whole story about look, we gotta come together. It's almost like watching a Little Rascals show with like teenagers and young 20-year-olds. We gotta come together and do the show. We gotta do the dance. We gotta get together and save the community with a dance. And that's what they do. And it's just like it's fun TV. And the last one, Step Up Revolution. Step Up Revolution, they took a lot of the dancers from all the Step Ups, and they were all in Step Up Revolution. Like they took different people from different ones, and they all formed a team. And the one about the guy Moose, who's like one of the main stars in most of the Step Ups, he introduces the lead guy to the lead lady, and when they first meet, they have a dance off against each other because she looks at him like, he can't dance. He's looking at her like she can dance, and she's here for costumes. He says, "No, I dance." So then they have a dance off, and Moose goes, "Why does it always have to be a dance off?" And like it's like a tongue-in-cheek joke about the whole franchise. But Step Up is one of the best franchises. I wish they would make another one, but they wound up doing a TV show. But I wish they would make another Step Up.
Well, again, when you talk about the competition element, that also kind of leads us into Pitch Perfect, which again, to me, I put in a group with like Back to the Future and The Matrix. This didn't need to be a franchise. They should have stopped that one movie, but because they made some money, they started milking that cow. And again, I think there was, I don't know, there was just a moment to that first one at the end where first of all, Kenny, did you see Pitch Perfect?
No.
Oh my goodness. Why do I do this show with you? Why? Please tell me why. Why can't I get him to just, anyway, Pitch Perfect, the first movie. I caught my dad one day watching it. He was getting into it. That's how good it was. But the first one was good. And sometimes you need to leave good alone. I think with The Matrix, they needed to leave good alone. And same thing with Back to the Future. I know people love us. There are fans of Back to the Future 2 and 3, but I'm sorry, the first one was perfect. These are movies that didn't need to be a franchise. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Pitch Perfect was about a Glee Club.
Oh, well, they were, yes, they were singers. It was like a cappella.
You know why I didn't like Pitch Perfect? I saw a little bit of it because the girls love it, but sometimes for me, if you have one actor or actress in something, it's hard for me to watch.
Okay, who don't you like?
Who's a British lady?
Oh, I think she's Australian. You mean Rebel Wilson?
Rebel Wilson.
Okay.
Well, I'm not a big Rebel Wilson. I do like Rebel Wilson in Bridesmaids. I will watch Bridesmaids, but
she's not in Bridesmaids. That's Melissa
Rebel
McCarthy.
Wilson is in Bridesmaids. No.
You. Oh, see, I eliminated both of us from the stream for a minute. Now I'm just offended because now you're just picking on the fat girls, and that ain't right. So that's why you need to be in timeout. So for those of you watching on the live stream or the replay, yes, we have no Kenny right now because he's in timeout because you can't pick on the fat actresses. I won't stand for it.
It's not.
I won't stand for it. On the Ghost of Kirstie Alley, I won't let you do that. You're not going to just lump all the fat actresses together and not like them. But
that's what you
Melissa
say.
McCarthy was in
I
Bridesmaids.
love Melissa McCarthy, and I love them Bridesmaids. But Rebel Wilson was the roommate's sister in Bridesmaids.
Oh, she was. Okay, yeah, she was in Bridesmaids. All right.
Yes, she was. I know my pop culture. I know who was where. I may not have seen every movie, but I know.
Okay. Your pop culture card is reinstated. I revoked it, but it's reinstated. All right.
Yes,
Are there any other movies on the list before we? Oh, wait. Oh, here's Ed with another horror franchise, Candyman. But now, really, Ed, is this seems like it? This one might have been below the radar. Like, did people really see Candyman, Farewell to Flesh, Candyman, Day of the Dead? Oh wait, I'm wrong. Our cousin
Candyman.
Charles
When
has
they say Candyman, I'm watching it.
Do not say it 3 times. Do not say it 3 times.
In the mirror. 3 times in the mirror.
In the mirror. Okay.
Gotta
3
be in the
times
mirror.
Okay.
All right.
All right. There's no mirrors here.
It doesn't count. It's on the
So we
stream.
can't say 3 times. Yeah.
Is that
Can't say
like
3 times
Beetlejuice?
here.
Beetlejuice? Okay, I won't.
Yes.
I
Don't do
won't.
that. I think they're making a new one of those too, but it's not a franchise.
They
yet,
are.
There's only one. There's only one.
Right.
And they're gonna have
Does not qualify.
Yeah.
Ortega.
And please don't mess it up. Why are they
Jenna
digging
Ortega
back
is going to
the
be
well?
the daughter. Is going to be
Jenna Ortega.
Jenna Ortega is going to be Winona Ryder's daughter in the new
you know what?
movie coming out.
Sometimes when they get some of these actors and actresses and they use them too damn much, Jenna Ortega, what else can she be in?
Well, because she did Wednesday, and because she did so well as
I
Wednesday,
know. And she was in something else too. And come on now.
That's what they did with Jennifer Lawrence.
Give somebody else a chance.
When Jennifer Lawrence came out, they
somebody else a chance.
oversaturated
I know, but
with her, with Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh my God, there was so much J-Law, you could hardly breathe. So we need a Jenna Ortega free summer.
Yeah, just one.
Oh my goodness! You know, Ed is always going to go there.
Yes, we did Die Hard last week.
Die Hard in the last 15
we did Die Hard last week.
Last week we closed out with Die Hard as the mother of all franchises, even though it's not a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie. It is the mother of all franchises.
I'm just saying, he said it's not a Christmas movie. So, boom.
It's a Christmas movie.
It is not. Thank you, Charles. All right. Thank you. Somebody agrees with me. Not a Christmas movie.
Doesn't he have like dementia now, something like that?
He said he said it at his roast, right?
Yeah. But how do we know the dementia didn't set in then? How do we know?
He said it. Pat Flynn said it. President Obama said it. It's not a Christmas movie. So
these are not people that I would go by. President Obama, Pat Flynn, and Bruce Willis.
And Kathy Walker.
You're right.
We all say Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, y'all don't know what y'all talking about.
We know things.
No. But Die Hard was on our franchise list last week, and we did talk about it. And it's not Christmas until Nakatomi Plaza blows up. I'm just saying.
Right. Facts. Christmas does not officially begin until somebody say yippee-ki-yay,
Well, I don't know. The Cryon says differently. Anyway.
Why do you have to?
Christmas in July must be Die Hard season. I would only go with one KP. Oh, you know what? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Ed. This is why Ed. This is why we are friends. Ed, we still got to get together and do dinner, Ed. We got to get together and do dinner, man.
Pop culture debate of the ages rages on. We have gone over some of the lists because now, again, like last week, as we started talking, we were talking about American Pie, and then that reminded us of Porky's and that whole series. We didn't even mention. Did we mention Home Alone or even the Police Academy?
I don't like
Police Academy. Yeah,
I don't like Home Alone.
You didn't like Home Alone?
No.
Like it was another one too. Like they could have stopped at the first one. But there's money to be made. But
But
yeah,
Police Academy,
Academy.
you could have kept making Police Academy movies.
Oh no!
Was the Police Academy the one where he was undercover? He goes, "Yeah, my name is Archie. I run with the Jugheads." Or was it I'm Jughead and I run with the Archies or something like that? He said it was funny though.
So yeah, we didn't even mention the Police Academy franchises, and I'm sure we did talk. Did we talk last week about The Godfather? Because that's another franchise. The first movie was good. The second movie was great. The third movie is kind of like, why'd y'all make this?
Which one are you talking about?
The Godfather.
Oh yeah.
Why'd that
Hey,
have that?
Tony, remember the time when we? That was a long ride, man. I'm telling you.
Fredo. But okay, I want to make sure we talked to Ghostbusters a little bit, and shout out to Hey Archer, because they're actually there's several of the nerd affiliated family that are dressing up as the Ghostbusters to go to New York Comic-Con, and he's got a couple shorts out with his proton pack.
I want to go to New York Comic-Con one day because I heard New York Comic-Con is great. A friend of mine went there last year, and he said that New York Comic-Con is awesome. I want to go to New York Comic-Con. I want to go to San Diego Comic-Con. That's my bucket list.
That's your bucket list? We need to put together a plan. Like this summer was all about
New York Comic-Con.
But I heard you couldn't go unless you got an invitation, and you don't get an invitation unless you've been there. And well, I don't know, but maybe we can make a plan to do New York Comic-Con next year.
But, yeah,
no, you don't.
Yeah, we can do
that.
We can plan for that. That'd be nice. Yeah, I think that'd be good. I think that'd be nice. We do New York Comic-Con.
And we should do a live
New York
broadcast
Comic-Con,
New York
and we
Comic-Con.
get a hotel in New York. Yeah, we'll do a live broadcast, and we'll do
Meatballs.
Well, what?
Meatballs. Meatballs only had one movie.
Was it? I think there might have been two. There was a Meatballs 2, wasn't it? Oh, bad franchises. Meatball.
Really?
I don't know whether the Meatballs have 3 movies.
No, we didn't talk about. Did we talk about James Bond franchises?
We talked a little bit about it last week, but I don't think we talked about. See, I thought there was only 2 Meatball movies, but I could be wrong. We didn't talk about James Bond.
No,
and I think, but we did talk about, because you seem to think. I don't know, who was your favorite James Bond?
My favorite James Bond. I don't know. Let me see. Pierce Brosnan.
I like Pierce.
Oh, gosh,
my favorite was probably Sean Connery.
I was going to say Sean Connery. He was the.
No, well, actually, no. Why? Roger Moore.
There were 4 Meatball movies. Why?
Why? Yeah.
Why twice? Yes.
Why?
And yes, Ed, we can come to some consensus. Sean Connery is the best.
But I hear the newer James Bond movies are really good, and I want to watch those.
Well,
who's the guy in those?
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, Daniel Craig. I heard the Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig.
Yeah, he's good.
Not bad to look at. Don't mind him so much. But there was just something about, I don't know, Sean Connery just oozed.
I think Pierce Brosnan was just funnier than the rest, though. When he dropped his one-liners, whatever, they were funnier than everybody else. Like Daniel Craig can't do the funny.
Yeah, but Pierce Brosnan kind of made a joke out of the James Bond series to me, because the one James Bond movie I saw Pierce Brosnan, he was in a tuxedo, he was in a tank, he tore up a whole city and walked out of the tank clean. And I'm like,
it's Bond.
The tuxedo.
James Bond is supposed to do.
I'm like, no. I'm done. I'm done.
James Bond's supposed to come out looking clean, spiffy, like he barely put in any work.
I'm done. And then you want me to believe,
and they wouldn't let Idris Elba be James Bond. That's what I was waiting to see.
You want me to believe that Pierce Brosnan was able to pull Halle Berry? I'm good.
No, Halle Berry was working James Bond.
All right, but still,
she was there for her own. She was there under her own thing.
Before we're out of here, Ed was posing this question: how would you rate the Jaws franchise?
I only seen the first one.
Great, second okay, third, ouch. Was that the third one? Was when the sharks were coming for revenge or something? But again, Jaws, I put it in the same category with those movies like Matrix, like Back to the Future. Stop at one. Pitch Perfect. Stop at one. One and done. You know, sometimes you can't milk that franchise cow. And Steve is saying, you could do a show where you rank all the different actors playing series like James Bond, Batman. Although, I'm sorry, there's only one, the best Batman. And you know what? Fight me on this one. I'm going with Michael Keaton.
Shut the front door.
No? I'll Michael Keaton you all day. Oh, who are you going to pick? George Clooney?
No,
I don't like
no.
Ben
Affleck so far. Ben Affleck so far is the best Batman we've had, with second being Val Kilmer.
I want Michael Keaton.
Not Val.
Val Kilmer.
I don't know. I don't see Val.
With third being Michael Keaton.
No. Your order's all off.
I'm the.
Yeah. Oops. I'm sorry. I meant to take me out of the stream.
I am the biggest Batman fan there is, and I'm telling you.
Yeah, no.
As far as the lore of Batman, Kirsten, you don't know what you're talking about. As far as the lore
I'm sorry. Yeah, who needs him? Kirsten does know what she's talking about. Michael Keaton all day. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I would go Ben Affleck, Michael Keaton.
I'll go Ben Affleck, Val Kilmer, Michael Keaton.
Nah, I just can't see Val Kilmer. It just didn't.
Horrible.
It was like Skinny Luther, and when his curl just didn't curl right. That's Val Kilmer playing Batman. It just didn't do.
Robert Pattinson as Batman. I did not like him.
How you gonna compare Val Kilmer to Skinny Luther? Like, come on now.
I'm just drawing a comparison. You know, when Skinny Luther, his curl just didn't curl right. It just didn't hit right. Val Kilmer just didn't hit as Batman right. It just not.
Okay, well, you don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, listen.
This is the only podcast that you will get a comparison of Val Kilmer as Batman to fat and skinny Luther Vandross. It only happens here, folks. On Kathy and Kitty explain pop
and you had to bring in a special guest for it. Yeah.
Exactly. We want to shout out and thank all you guys, all the pop culture kids in the comments. Steve, Ed, Kirsten, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Scooby Life send a special shout out and thank you to our cousin Charles for hanging out with us today. Yeah. Awesome to have you as a part of Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. We will be back, same bat time, same bat stations. We were a little late today.
Yes,
apologies, but hey, moving.
But next week,
life happens.
Next week,
and
unless Janet Jackson calls me to elope, we will be here at 8:30.
We will be here. We will see you then next week.
8:29.
Damn. She could call.
She could call. Well,
never know.
Janet Jackson doesn't call Kenny, or Keanu doesn't call me. We will be here next week.
Keanu Reeves, really?
All day.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Oh my God. Because he has aged gracefully, sexy.
Why? It's whatever. I'm a victim of disappointment.
Anyway, we'll be back next week. We will see you here 8:30. Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. Please, caution nothing. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a like. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture. Do all the YouTube-y things and just help support this show as we move forward. Thanks and shout out to our friends from Indie 101.5. Who's Got Next Radio?
And actually, on Who's Got Next Radio, we are played twice a day. We are played in the morning and we are played in the evening.
Oh, nice.
I was told that. Yes, I talked to Jay Wu Thursday. We were talking in person, and he came to one of my open mics, And he said, "Yeah, I play you guys twice a day. I play you in the morning and I play you in the evening."
Oh, see, this is why we have Ed here. We needed him for the whole horror show franchise. I didn't realize there were more than 2 Exorcist movies.
Yeah, I don't know.
Exorcist,
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. Oh, Hellraiser.
How many of those were?
The first one that creeped me
We'll
out
play the few
in
of them.
head.
Yeah.
Anyway, I know what you
Yes,
did.
and agreeing
last
with you.
summer.
Yes, he has.
Q.
Kiss is agreeing. Yes, he has, meaning he aged gracefully. Keanu Reeves.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he look all right. He's no Kenny Walker, but you know.
Anyway, that said, we're out of here. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one.
God bless your soul and keep living. Peace.
Thank you for geeking out with Kathy and Kenny on Kathy and Kenny Explain Pop Culture.